my channel. My name is Carlin and I do bookish videos every now and then. And in today's video, we will be discussing YA book titles. So probably you have also observed that if you are reading young adult books, especially in the fantasy genre, you can see that there are lots of books with similar titles, many books with similar titles. And today we will be discussing which book titles are very similar and what is going on with this titling trend in YA. So we all know literature's obsession with royalty and things related to the crown, being loyal, kings and queens. So of course this trend also continues in YA book titles, and a title, the first title I have seen so often being used is the word crown. So we have many books like Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas, The Crown by within the series of The Selection by Kiara Cass, The Crown's Game by Evelyn Sky, and Three Dark Crowns by Kendara Blake. We all know these books and they're pretty popular within the YA population. So you can see that many, these are only for examples, but the one title I have seen most is the word crown. So I will be discussing why it might be used that often. So the first thing is loyalty, royalty, not loyalty. Of course loyalty is also important, but royalty sells. So if you want to sell a book, lots of people are interested in reading about royalty, crown, kingdoms, and especially for fantasy books, it is so important to have a political authoritative figures and such. Continuing on with the royalty and kingdom trend, we have the titles king, queen, prince, and princess very used, very often used for the YA book titles. So for example, we have Raven King by Maggie Stiefvater, The Wicked King by Holly Black, King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo, Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare, Clockwork Prince and Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare, and The Cruel Prince by, again, Holly Black. These are just some examples of the titles that has important kingdom elite titles in the book. You can use the word title for both the title, king and queen, and the title of a book. Fun fact. Regardless, you can see that this king, queen, princess, prince titles are so much oftenly used for the books. The reason is that many of these books mention an importance, again, same with the crown phase of the books. They include kings, queens, princes, and princesses. Sometimes this is not true, they're not literal princesses or prince, but sometimes they are. Sometimes they are an authoritative figure for a kingdom or something else for a nation. We can see that a lot of YA books center around the fantasy world that is being ruled by monarchy. I really wonder why it is that way. Probably because, again, royalty and kingdom things like Versailles kind of things sell. So it is probably saying why these books are set in this setting. But it is also a good debate question to see why monarchy is so oftenly used for the YA books. Another word that is used for many times in the books is the word dark. We have A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. I am so sorry. Or Dark Duet by Reed E. Schwab, and The Dark Prophecy by Rick Riordan. These are again just examples, and the trend with dark is that there are very popular books that use the word dark with such as darker shade of magic and stuff. So, and we have a darker shade of gray, which we do not talk about in this house. So the word dark is again very popular among the books, but I believe the word dark itself has a very deep meaning. It can mean lots of things. It can make you feel mystery, maybe crimes, maybe some dark past, some event that happened, very traumatic. So the word dark, not especially for the books, but in general, really makes me interested if it's used for any titles. So I really like the word dark and the feelings that it gives me is about like I really like dark stories. So if a book uses the word dark for the title, it better be a dark story. Another one is the word wicked. So we have Wicked Lovely by Melissa Moore, Wicked Fox by Kat Cho, and Wicked Beast by Shiha Earnshaw. I hope I did not butcher her name. So these are the titles that have the word wicked in them, and the sense I get if I see a word with wicked. And to be honest, the first book that comes to my mind is the Wicked Game, but since it included king, I have tried to use it in another section of this video. So I will try not to repeat the books because there are lots of books that share the same verse in their titles. So I just want you to get to know them a little bit more. So the word wicked, to be honest, for me, is such a fun and intriguing word. When I see the word wicked, I think about, oh, it's gonna be fun. Like there will be some mysterious character who will do lots of things, who is cruel, but maybe something will happen that they will grow, or maybe there is a character that is fighting against those wicked members of people. So the word wicked, if I see the word wicked in the title, I will probably be inclined to buy the book. Or we see in book titles very often is the word thorn. So you can see that in Sorcery of Thorn by Margaret Rogerson. I was gonna say Maggie Stiefvater. It is for a writing title. So A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas and The Language of Thorns by Leigh Bardugo. So these books again are just 3 examples of many. So the word thorn, I believe, is relatively new to the arena of book titles. I believe it is not that very often comparing it to the word king and crown kind of things, but it is being oftenly used for about, I believe, 3 or 2 years. So it is new to the scene, but it has been used a lot. But the sensation, the feeling I get when I read a book title that has the word thorn in it, I believe I think about like secret love, again some mystery type, but also when I see the word thorn, I also think about crown and again reality, but not very often. I also think about, as I said before, secret love and maybe hard missions, probably a girl who is beautiful but has very hardship in her life. I believe that was very specific, but that's the thing that comes to my mind when I first see the word thorn in a book. Another title word that is often used for the book titles is shadow. You can see that in Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo, Shadow Kiss by Rachel Mead, and A Gathering of Shadow by Lee Ishwa. And these are just 3 examples of the book that have the word shadow in the title. So my thoughts about that, to be honest, shadow is such a good word, and the things that it enforces you and gives you the feelings that the word shadow gives you is dark, mysterious type. And if you see a title that has the word shadow in it, the things I will be expecting are mystery and maybe some fighting, because like I think about shadow and the things that come to my mind are like wands using defeat shadow. Like generally shadows are the things that are evil. So for me especially, the word shadow really makes me interested in the books, and I will also love to learn your comments on which book titles and which words they use in the books makes you interested in the books. So don't forget to comment below. So the last word I want to talk about is the word sun. So we have Infanticide by Alan Silvera, we have The Son of Neptune by Rick Riordan, and we have Rainbow Song by Rainbow Rowell. So the word sun, I am not really sure what the word itself embodies for the title, but what I think about if I see it is that maybe there are some magical creatures or like demigods because they are son of an important person. That's really the first thing that comes to my mind. So if I see the word son, I think about like generations long magic systems, maybe power given to that family and a person learning that they possess this power too, kind of thing. So it is really interesting, and I believe I have never been disappointed by a book that has the word sun in it. So that was it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I know that there are lots of book titles. There are very similar. For example, we have the word siege, cards, war, storm, and for example, stars. Stars is very often used. We have love. Like, how can you forget that? We have love, and we have sun, not the sun but sun, and many other book titles are very similar. I really want to learn your thoughts about book titles being very similar to each other. If you can like it, if you like it or not, or if you can maybe sometimes are you mixing these books, or are you able to identify each of them? Or for example, if you've seen a book very similar title to a book you really love, do you buy it, or do you think it is very similar so you don't buy it? I really want to learn your comments on this topic, so please comment below, and hope to see you soon in other videos.